Okay, so I'm actually going to a doctor's appointment, and I've always wanted to be transparent when it came to the cancer. I hate calling it my cancer, but the cancer diagnosis, prognosis, testing, results, things like that. I've always wanted to always be very transparent if ever I upload a video in regards to my sickness. Like, I don't want to ever sugarcoat anything, and I never want to lie. There's no reason to lie. I put these videos out there just so that if there's other people who are going through the same thing or similar things, just so that they know that they're not alone. And also anybody who has questions in regards to the subject that I'm talking about in that particular video, then they can pose those questions, and then we can open up a conversation in the comment section. But anyhow, I'm going to see someone in my oncologist clinic, and my oncologist referred me to another oncologist who is also an OBGYN. And so I am an older woman, and when I found out that I had cancer 2 years ago, I hadn't had that time of the month for years, like 3 or 4 years beforehand. And when I did, it was very irregular. But, I thought I was past that point of having it. I just thought, I started like early menopause or what have you. And so it's been years and years and years since that has happened to me, which I was happy about. And so now 2 years into my cancer diagnosis, and it's the right off the bat, de novo, which means first diagnosis, I was stage 4. Like, I was never ever diagnosed with stage 1, 2, or 3, or any combination, or however, because I know I've seen people say they were like 2B, or I don't know. So when I found out that I had cancer 2 years ago, March 2016, I found out not only did I have cancer, breast cancer, but that had already spread to my lymph nodes, my chest, my neck, my liver, my lung, and then 6 months later to my liver, and then 6 months later to my lung, my right lung. Then 2 months ago, I started breaking out in my face and on my scalp, which was really strange. And I just thought it was my makeup remover that I had been using. So then I switched it, and it kind of like cleared up, and then it came back. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, my monthly comes. And so at first I was like, thought that it was really strange because I hadn't had one in years, like 5 years. But also was going through a very emotional time in my life, and a very depressing time in my life. I'm getting emotional. And I'm still kind of dealing with it. And it just happened that I lost someone that I deeply, deeply, deeply cared about with my whole heart. And when I say I lost them, I don't mean they passed away. I just mean that our paths there was a fork in the road, and they took a right and I took a left, and there was nothing that could be done. And no matter how hard we tried to get on the same path, we were forcing it, and it wasn't genuine. And this person was in my life for 5.5 years, and I spoke to them almost every single day, and I saw them multiple times a week. And so when that kind of happened a few months ago, I was going through an emotional time, and I was very upset and very depressed. And that's when I got my cycle. And so I just thought it was because I was putting a lot of stress on my body being on chemo daily and then dealing with that depression, I just thought it took a toll on me, and so that's the reasoning why I thought I got my monthly. And so that was 2 months ago, and then a few weeks later I got it again. But in between time, I thought it was really strange that I had it, because it hadn't been forever since I had it the last time. But then I started thinking more about it, and I started to get concerned, and I kind of started to get a little bit scared, because I'm what's considered triple positive. It's advanced metastatic breast cancer, stage 4, which is terminal, and it's triple positive. And what that is on paper, it's ER positive, PR positive, and HER2 positive. The ER is for estrogen, and the PR is for progesterone, which are the female hormones. And so the cancer is driven and feeds off of those hormones. So when I was diagnosed with cancer back in 2016, they did not put me on hormone suppressants because I wasn't menstruating. And I hadn't menstruated for years, so there was no need to put me on a suppressant. Now all of a sudden I got my menstrual cycle, my time of the month, and I'm not supposed to have hormones, and so at that moment the cancer was contained. It was being controlled by chemotherapy. It wasn't spreading, and it was stable, quote unquote stable. There was no progression because the chemotherapy was holding it down. And now all of a sudden I'm breaking out. I'm having like hormonal breakouts, and I'm getting my menstrual cycle, which obviously means I'm producing hormones, estrogen and progesterone, either or both. And that scares me because I don't want the cancer to spread. I think when I mentioned earlier where it had spread, I think I missed out on one. So I have it in not only in my breast, my lymph nodes, my chest, my neck, my liver, and my right lung, but I also have it in my bones. In my scan, my PET scan, I had little spots that lit up all up and down my legs and my arms. They're not big spots, they're small spots, but I had 2 main spots on my spine. One of them was huge, and I had to have emergency spinal surgery to clean out that area because the cancerous mass had disintegrated 3 vertebrae. So anyhow, now the cancer is contained with the chemotherapy, but now I'm getting my monthly cycle, and to me that means that I'm having obviously hormones that I'm not supposed to be having, because the cancer I have is driven and feeds off of the hormones, the estrogen and progesterone. So I have an appointment to see an OBGYN oncologist at my oncologist clinic to see what is going on, and probably they will put me on hormonal suppressant medication, but that's just my guess is what they're going to do. I mean, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, so I have no idea what they're going to do, but just someone like just me kind of thinking about it, and from what I think they would do is put me on hormonal suppressant medication to stop those hormones, because I don't want the cancer to spread. And if I'm giving food to the cancer and I'm expected to not have the cancer eat off of it and spread, is dumb. So anyhow, this is going to be part 1, just an introduction of my brief medical cancer history, and then I will upload part 2, which is after I see the doctor, what his prognosis is, what the treatment is, and what the long-term and short-term goals are. So I will upload that video probably tomorrow, because I'm going to be heading in now to see that doctor and meet him for the first time, and see what all I need to do. So anyhow, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching and being understanding, and I know that some of you guys may feel that this is a little bit TMI, but like I said, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything when it comes to my life and what I upload. You have the right not to look at the video if you feel uncomfortable, but I really hope that you don't feel uncomfortable. This is more of not an educational, but I just want to be transparent, you know, with my diagnosis and prognosis and things that are going on in my life, and just want to keep a record of everything. And I'm just going to be forthcoming and transparent as I can be. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. If you enjoy these videos or like looking at these videos, or you like me or my personality, then I'd really appreciate if you would give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and then that way we can be friends, online friends. That sounds creepy. Sorry, I don't know why I said it like that. So anyhow, I guess I will talk to you guys in the next video. Catch you in the flip side. Bye.